This is Connor McDougall with Redder & Company, Sotheby's International Realty. Today I'm going to be walking you through how to use the Collaboration Center. You may be asking what the Collaboration Center is. The Collaboration Center is essentially an online tool that I'll be using in order to send you possible listings and for you to review those listings, give feedback, and then feed that information back to me. It's a great tool for me to get to know your likes and for you to also see all the properties that are available for you to purchase. So let's get started. After we have our initial meeting or consult, I'll be sending you a link to join the Collaboration Center. It's going to look like this in your email inbox. At the very bottom, you're going to see an attachment. That's basically what I'm going to show you right now. It's a tutorial and PDF version that shows you how to use the program. So what you're going to want to do is click on Visit Your Site. The very first time, it's going to take you to a screen to set up your password. So you're going to want to go ahead and set up a password here. It doesn't have to be complicated. It's just good to know that I don't think you can actually change this password once it's been set. So you're going to want to pick something that you can remember. Otherwise, we're going to have to refresh your account and I'll have to send you a new login. So once you get into the Collaboration Center, you're going to see some tips and tricks here. Feel free to take your time and check those out. I am going to cover most of what's shown here in this video anyway. So the first thing you're going to want to show, obviously, is how to view a property. So any of the properties that I've selected or that have come up in the search that I've set up for you are going to show up here. So for my case, I just chose any single family home in West Richland. So if you want to view it, you're going to want to go ahead and click on the photo or this view detail button. It's going to bring you up to a screen representing the property. So you've got photos of the property. Obviously you can see where it is on a map. You can get some street view of it if available. As you click through these tabs, it's going to take you farther down the screen. You're obviously going to get the major details about the property. You're going to be able to see the asking price, subdivision, bedrooms, bathrooms, all that kind of stuff. It's also going to show you the school district. This will just show you the general school district. If you want to see what catchment area this property actually falls in for schools, you'll be able to reference that on the school district website, which I'm happy to send to you. If you scroll down a little bit further, you're going to see a history of the property. So if the property's been sold in the past, it's going to show that in the history here. If it's been put on the market and then withdrawn and failed to sell, that's also going to show up here. I can give you a good indication of what the market activity's been like for this property. At the very bottom, you're also going to see a mortgage estimator here. Just keep in mind that this is a very rough estimate. You're going to have to input the interest rate and the terms. It's not going to include all of the fees that are included in a monthly payment, but it will include a good portion of them. So one thing you're going to be able to do if you go back to the main screen is you're going to see these few options here. So there's a favorite, a possible, and a reject. So what you're going to be able to do is sort through these properties. This is going to give me a good idea of which houses you like, which houses you may not, which are a possibility. So for the purpose of the demonstration, I'm just going to go through and favorite a few of them. I'll go through and mark a few as possible, and then I will reject a couple here. So now you'll see up at the top in my listings, it's actually taken some of those 31 original properties and it's sorted them into these sections. I'm going to be able to see this, so it's great for me, like I mentioned, to be able to go through and get a better idea of what your tastes are. Another great little feature, if you jump back into the listing itself, we just wait for it to load for a second here. So you can actually send comments about the listings in this little box to the right. So if you thought this house was great, you marked this as a possibility, but you want to make sure it's sewage versus septic. If it's something that you like, but you don't like one of the features of the house, and you want to find a property that's similar but without that feature, you can put all those sorts of comments in here. It's an easy way, rather than trying to email or text me the information, that it keeps that information attached to each property, so there's no confusion about which one you're talking about. As you get more and more updates, so right now all of these are showing up as new listings because I just set up this example search. But as time goes on, and whether you get updates immediately when they come on the market, or whether you're getting updates based on a time period like daily, monthly, weekly, those are going to show up here, and these are kind of the categories you're going to see for the updates. So it'll show you how many updates have been on here since the last time you logged in, and then it'll show you what those updates are. So either a new listing, a change in price, a change in the status of the listing, or possibly an open house. Another great tool that you can use here is the compare properties feature. So that's this button right here. So I'm just going to go and compare the very first two. So you're going to press on one, you're going to find the second property that you want to compare to, and you're going to click that button again. Unfortunately, it can only do 2 properties at a time. You can't do 3 or 4, but if you want to compare 2 properties head to head and see how they measure up against each other, this is a great way to do that. So as you can see here, you're seeing all the same information that you saw on the property detail pages, but it's lined up nicely so you can compare apples to apples and see what the differences in the 2 properties may be that you're interested in. Another tool I really like to show to people is the recent sales tab. So if you click on this recent sales tab, it's going to pull up recent sales relating to the search category that I've set up for you. So all of these properties are going to be properties that fell into what you're looking for, but have already sold. And that's going to give you a good indication, one, how quick properties are selling. As you can see the days on market on the right here. It's also going to give you an idea of the sale price of recent properties. You won't be able to see the sale price until closing. Usually there's about a 4 to 6 week gap between mutual acceptance of a contract and closing. So this is going to be able to show you at least kind of 4 to 6 weeks back the price of properties and what that's going to look like for you purchasing yours. I did touch on it briefly. Here's the communication. It's going to kind of summarize all the comments that have been made. There's also a custom folder option. So beside those sorting options, there's another little icon of a folio that you can click on. So obviously the stock options are the favorite, the possible, and the rejected. But if you wanted to set up your own custom folders, you can do that as well. So if there's certain neighborhoods, certain cities, certain school districts, you can set up a folder for that, and so you can actually sort all your properties. Last but not least, I did touch on it briefly earlier, but there is an option whether I send you immediate updates or whether I send you updates on a certain time period. So in a hot market, if you're looking to close on a property soon, I'm definitely going to recommend that you get the updates as they come into the MLS. If you're more just kind of trying to get a feel for the market and you want to see what's happening, then I can set you up on a daily or weekly schedule that'll save all of the updates for you and send them just as one consolidated batch. That's about all I had for you today. If you have any other additional questions about the Collaboration Center, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I hope you have a great day, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon.